Hey everybody, Sage here. I wanted to do a reading on the Chris Watts tragedy, and actually a good friend of mine, Michelle. Hey Michelle, she had brought this to my attention that it would, she was just kind of curious about it. Was this was this fated to have happened? Was this supposed to have happened? And I agree with her. This is a really good reading to look into. Um, it's just, I did already touch on that subject a little bit in one of my other readings, but I want to delve into it a little bit more. And again, thank you, Michelle, for making this suggestion to me. And I did shuffle before I began this video, and I'm using the Bluebird Lenormand deck, and I use the Grand Tableau spread. And again, I have to say all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Okay. Was it faded? Was it faded? All right. It's done. Ooh, yikes. Okay. So I just want to verify that this is about, Shannan and her babies. And I hate even saying his name, Chris Watts, because he's such a monster. So, um, so here's the birch rod as bringing strife to yourself, beating yourself up. The mice, it says here, the robber mice. It takes your treasure, takes it away from you, steals your pleasure, and at the angle here, across from the gentleman, which is Chris Watts in this case, the tower, which is a jail. So now with the female, which is Shannan, I want to show you guys. Now you saw me shuffle. So this is just how amazing these cards are. So here's Shannan, and she's looking towards, oh, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, pain. And above her is the coffin. And the pain is that due to the crossroad above the crossroad is a taking of a path that's different. So, this was not to be expected. And I want to show you guys something else too. The scythe, which is a cutting away, and the stars, which is the universe is yours. This has something to do with plans and what your life's purpose was, your pathway. It was cut short. Okay, this was cut short, and the children. And I want to point something out before anybody gets super upset here. So the children, there's lilies, which is peace and tranquility. The ship. So a holding of within of treasures. They're looking upon creating more learning, more life experiences, and this is also the garden above the ship, which means learning. So, and the birds across from the birds, this is also an indication of you know. So it is my belief that when a soul wants to be reborn, what they do is they come earth and they check out their parents, right? They they choose you, and they choose their path before they're born, and it's kind of sad. So the snake above the children is kind of like something's holding them back from that. I have a feeling it has something to do with them not wanting to leave their mother just yet. So, you know, I'm super sad, but they there's already been a delay in their life lessons and their soul lessons and what they wanted to learn in this life that they had with their mom and their dad. So they want to continue that. They're strong little souls, but so sad. It's very sad. All right. I'll look at something else here. So this kind of explains it to me already that this was not something that was fated, right? This was cut short. We've already established that. And you guys, it was kind of strange to me. Um, you know, maybe not so strange. Like her plane was late. What was it late? Like 2 or 3 hours? It was late, considerably late. It's almost like the universe was warning her about the danger ahead, and I really feel that the consciousness, the collective consciousness that know about what happened now, we have a tendency to think about if we could only have warned her before he went up to that porch and entered her house that horrible early morning after she got off the plane. And I think that has a lot to do with like intuition and whatnot. And at certain times in our lives, we get hit by that inner voice that says, "Oh, I really sense danger," right? And I gotta tell you guys, she really sensed danger that night. She sensed it. But when you don't want to recognize something, you don't want to see that big old red flag, because you want to deny it. You want to think, no, no, no. I'm just like, I could hear her saying, I'm pregnant. I'm super emotional. I'm probably reading into things much more. You know, but there were signs that the universe were trying to warn her, and she heard them but didn't want to believe them. Now, this should be a lesson to everybody, okay? We need to absolutely listen to our intuition. I'm a weirdo freak about it. It was instilled in me by my little Indian grandma. She's always said that if your inner voice tells you to change your path, you change it. And she goes, don't even give it a second thought. And I've always tried to remember that. And it has a lot to do with like even if I'm driving, it sounds like I'm such a maniac, but I'll be like driving, right? And I'm like, I take a usual route to work. And, uh, there's a reason for that. Would I have gotten into an accident if I would have went my regular route? There's a reason behind delays, especially if it coincides with this horrible, icky feeling that you have inside of you. There's a reason why there's that delay. There's a reason for it. So, and you know what, Shanann? She wanted to fight for her marriage. When she was, you guys, she was so intuitive. She, she, she was very gifted that way. And in a lot of things, she followed her intuition, right? She followed her intuition with, except for a couple of things. One was, marrying Chris. Then she wouldn't have had the opportunity to have had her girls, even if it was for a short time. But, when it comes to things that she's comfortable with, like making money and investing, you guys, if they would have, excuse me, he would have made them, the housing market really like exponentially went crazy. And what would their house have been worth now if that horrible event wouldn't have happened? So everything would have been okay in the end, with their house and everything. I know that they were having money problems. She liked to live a certain way. And in my opinion, there's many, many people that live like that. And if that's how they want to live, then, that's how they want to live. That's their life. That's their path. So I don't hold that against her or anybody that lives like that. Excuse me. So, like I said, she wanted to fight for her marriage. She ignored that red flag, that intuition she felt. And I do believe her friend said that the weekend that they were doing their business weekend, Shanann was not herself. She was just so worried about her marriage, and her intuition was in high gear, right? Yeah. So, you know, unfortunately, she did open that door when she got home from the airport that early morning. And, I've already established in another reading, you know, um, that her last words were not a prayer. It was something else. It was, I'm going to call it a wish, a dying wish. Um, so, and, I have, like, I've explained this before. When I do my readings and I tap into my readings, I'll see little snippets of like little movie reels or pictures, and it's like when Bella came to the door, she had seen what was going on. She had seen what was happening, and you know when things were happening to her mama, and it's I could like almost see out of the corner of my eye this little figure coming up to the door and being so scared for the life of that baby. And I really believe that, Shanann had seen her and had seen her eyes, which were black and blue. Bella's eyes were black and blue. And she had had a I don't know if I can say it on Facebook. I'll spell it out. A Bloody nose. So she knew that there had been some trauma that had happened. Anyway, I'm getting off of track here. All in all, this was not fated. This was their lives were taken much, much too soon. Um, you know, and this creates like a ripple effect, with the evilness that had happened and the emptiness of the part in the, I call it the life force. It was cut short and it changed many future events. Excuse me. So it's like manipulation of this life force. It changes the current and the right paths of other souls. Or taking the life or the soul from the body, being responsible for that. It creates that ripple effect for the worst. I have to take a sip of something. Excuse me. Sometimes when my throat gets really dry, when I'm doing this, a lot of times that I feel like that has something to do with spirit trying to talk through me too, trying to get it out. So anyway, it creates that ripple effect, you guys, and it is such a huge loss because, and you know what I should do? Excuse me. What I should do is see what would have happened if that horrible event did not happen. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the child card. Okay? And I'm going to reshuffle really quick. Bear with me. I want to see what would she have done? And I have a feeling it would have been something amazing. But let's see. Okay, one more. I'm going to spread them out. And I'm going to take random cards. Pull them. Let's see this one. Pull random cards and I just place them where actually where I want, where I just let my intuition guide me. Mm-hmm. Smart, lucky. Oh, okay. I want to say it has something to do with the healthcare field. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to show you how this kind of appears to me. So this is Bella right here, right? And this is just her looking away. So she's looking forward. Her little face is facing this way, right, on the card. So this is behind her. What's behind her is coffin, house. It's the coffin is directly underneath the house. There's the gentleman. We're gonna say that's dad. And then there's a tower, which is the jail, and then the mice, which is despair. So we know that this is behind her, right? Next, if she would have the crossroad, if she would have her path would have been changed, or would have not changed, but would not have been changed, and she was still on this earthly plane. Um, it's she would have had luck on her side, bringing joy, bringing forth uh, the flowers underneath the birds is like um, how do I explain it? Happy uh, type of personality, kind of doesn't let much get her down. Oh, I can say it like this. Her glass would have been half full and not half empty, right? She would have been one of those types of people. Um, and very, very, very smart. Um, she would have, um, you know, you guys, I kind of wonder if she would have been maybe, like I said, something in the healthcare field, because here's the heart, and above the heart is the fish. And I know I placed them down randomly. I did not place them down randomly. But it's not like I thought about where I placed them exactly. I just did it intuitively. But there's a stork, there's a heart, money, the fish, learning. I really feel like has something to do with the healthcare field, making money from probably maybe nursing. I mean, there's the stork, which is helping bring forth like um, helping babies come into this world, or perhaps even a specialty, because there's so many specialties in nursing that you could do. Something to do with some heart. Maybe the cat. They call it the cath lab. Um, yeah, and you're always learning in nursing, and she would have loved it. That's terrible. That's so sad that she was robbed of that. Let's do Bella. Not Bella. Sorry. Celeste. No, this is might be a long reading. One more. Celeste, what would you have done? Oh, we didn't bring our card out, but that's okay. We'll just say that her card is here. No. No, she okay. So we're imagining the child card here because I didn't pull it out. Anyway, so we're looking at the gentleman card, and within that area is the crossroad above his head, and the snake. He's in the scythe. This is she was a little bit younger, a couple of years younger than Bella when she was unalived. So um, it affected Bella a lot worse than it did Celeste, for different reasons, and I don't want to get into that. But so Celeste, let's see what she would have done. Um, Commitments, the stork bringing children, the fox very smart, flowers, many gifts. Hmm. Well, she would have done a couple of different things. Well, one of them would have been she would have experienced um, what love would have felt like when she found her husband, which is really sad because that was fated, right? For Celeste to find that man, the man that she was going to marry. So now what's he going to do? You know what I mean? She's gone. So where does that leave him? There's a ripple effect. She would have been traveling. I have a feeling that um, she would have married someone with money and would have been able to have traveled, experienced new different cultures. Uh, yeah, isn't that sad, you guys? I don't want to do Nico's. Not yet, anyway. This is like super depressing. Um, like I said, there's ripple effects. Like Bella, right? She would have, according to the cards, possibly have been in healthcare, maybe a nurse. And who would she have saved? But she's not going to save now because of what happened. It's Celeste, and who she was going to marry and globetrot around with, and you know, is he going to be left alone? Like is he going to be alone the rest of his life, or is he just going to go, have horrible, relationships because he'll never meet Celeste? It's awful, you guys. And you know, it, there's nothing there's nothing that can be done about it now. And I believe that that's why it affects so many people, is because of that ripple effect. And we instinctively, as humans, we know that it's a very large loss that actually will affect future events. It will. And like Shannan, I just have she was such a strong individual, and maybe she would have helped another woman, helped her learn how to make money so she can leave an abusive relationship. There's something that we always contribute. Um, there's always something. even no matter how minute, that can change someone, that can help someone else adjust on their life path or fulfill theirs. Anyway, this is getting super deep. I wanted to remind everybody about the contest that I have going on. I am going to be doing a video, and at the end of the video, I'll be choosing a random number using random.org. It's a website. Anyway, between 1 and 500, and whoever chooses the number that, that's generated wins a free reading. So, and of course, you go into my videos and you can find the, June contest, and you put your number choice in the comment section. Make sure you choose one that has not already been chosen. And, well, thanks everybody, and sorry if this is super long, and I will talk to everybody later. Thanks.